Welcome everyone to Monday Morning Morons for May 13th, 2019. This week, let's begin with free speech. Student group demands firing of Seton Hall professor for controversial comments. Oh no! He said words we don't like! Hang him! The Seton Hall University student group known as the Concerned 44 is demanding the resignation or the firing of a history professor for controversial comments he made on his personal website. Personal website. As in, not in school, not while teaching, not in any sort of official capacity, and not even on your campus. But you want to control his speech anyway, don't you? So much for free speech anywhere, right? Professor William James Hoffer had compared the Concerned 44 to the KKK, writing, as usual, replace black and brown with white and vice versa, and you cannot tell the difference between the Concerned 44 and the Ku Klux Klan. In addition, in a year-old Facebook post, Hoffer had called the Southern Poverty Law Center a hate group and claimed that Black Lives Matter and radical Muslim terrorists are a bigger threat than the KKK and neo-Nazis, the Setonian reported. In response, the Concerned 44 created posters featuring Hoffer with the words white supremacist across his face and said his remarks were inexcusably hate-driven and could be a danger to Seton Hall students. The group wants Hoffer to be either terminated or forced to resign, and it accused the university history department of coddling white supremacy. In other words, you decided to prove his point by acting like good little racist fascists. Way to go. The Seton Hall SGA Executive Committee also denounced Hoffer's vitriolic rhetoric, but stopped short of demanding his ouster. Remarkably, these representatives of student government issued the following statement. As citizens of a university where intellectualism and free dialogue are tenets of the institution, we are called to respect and preserve the First Amendment rights of every individual. There is a point when our opinions do much more than express our beliefs, however. They may begin to invoke fear in others. They may begin to compromise the feeling of safety of others. They may begin to decay the professional integrity of our academic community. The words and actions of Dr. William James Hoffer have reached that point. That's a nice smokescreen, but all you've really said is, we believe in free speech, but only for opinions we agree with. That is not free speech, shit for brains. So stop pretending you support it. You clearly don't. You know who else doesn't support free speech? Nazis. Hence his comparison, you dumbasses. What's next, Bob? Affirmative Action Bake Sale reveals progressives' true feelings on free speech. If you've ever wondered what free speech would look like under progressive leadership, look no further than what transpired at the University of Washington on May 3rd. I think we've already established that there simply would be no free speech under these progressives. The Campus College Republicans, or UWCR, held an affirmative action bake sale to protest the passage of I-1000, which repealed the state's anti-affirmative action laws. At the event, cookies were sold at the following prices: $1.50 each for Asians, $1 for whites, 50 cents for African Americans and Hispanics, and free for Native Americans, and according to Twitter, women got 25% off their purchase. According to The Stranger, counter-protesters dwarfed the UWCR. Okay, that was worded a little weird. So to clarify, what happened was the state just reasserted affirmative action, allowing universities to use things like race, sex, disability status, etc. in admissions. While the bill does not include quotas and specifically says these characteristics cannot be used as the sole determining factor, in reality, that's exactly what it does. I mean, if these things were not a determining factor at all, then they wouldn't be considered at all, would they? Basically, it's wishy-washy politicians' language that does exactly what it says it doesn't do. So to illustrate why they oppose this bill, these college Republicans decided to have a bake sale where the prices, just like admissions, are determined by your race. Now, take a wild guess how the progressive students reacted to a real-world illustration of the same thing they keep telling us to do. Michelle Andersek, an assistant professor at UW, must have skipped civics all through her schooling as she dubbed the bake sale harassment. How can you put that Native Americans are free, she complained, and that African American lives are worth 50 cents? That is so demeaning and degrading, and it makes people feel like they don't belong here. Again, This is an assistant professor. I'm sorry, professor, but who exactly put a value on anyone's life? These are the prices of a cookie, you rocket scientist. UW PhD candidate Emily Myers was equally clueless as she referred to the bake sale as a danger to public health. I don't believe that this is free speech issue. I believe this is a public health issue. For an institution that centers and wants to promote diversity on campus, this goes absolutely against those values. A public health issue. They aren't poison cookies, you fucking genius. Myers added that by allowing the bake sale, UW officials demonstrated a lack of leadership. Stephen Carter, a custodian at Medical Center and a veteran, spoke to the crowd, saying he believed he was only able to get his job through affirmative action. I truly believe in First Amendment rights for everyone to be able to discuss and exercise their rights, Carter said, but this is inappropriate. This is blatant racism. When you take a sign like this and you put prices on it and you're valuing what people are. Gee, you don't say. I'm mad and that's why I'm here. Abigail, I can't pronounce that, a third-year UW student said, I'm a first-generation college student. I am an immigrant. What it means to me to have affirmative action is to be able to go to school. When you threaten my ability to go to school, I have to come here and fight it. Are you saying you couldn't have gotten into this school if you weren't black? Doesn't say much for your intelligence, now does it? UWPD filed in as things got heated. One person was led away in handcuffs after reportedly swiping a tray of the alleged Costco cookies off the table. One photo featured in The Stranger Story shows UW lecturer Stuart Regis getting heat for telling protesters that he doesn't see racism at UW. One student responded, "That's because you're white." Right. He can't understand something because of his skin color. Remind me again who the racist is? Moving on. Nearly 40% of graduating college seniors feel unprepared for a career, according to a survey. Nearly 40% of graduating college seniors feel unprepared for their future careers, according to a recent survey. What's more, the survey found that students going into college as freshmen felt more prepared for a career than graduating seniors leaving with a degree. The Lend EDU College Pulse survey found that 36% of seniors don't feel prepared for their career, compared to 20% of freshmen, noting as students move through college and get closer to graduating, they lose confidence in their career outlook. The survey, conducted between December and mid-March, asked 7,749 college students, do you think that college is sufficiently preparing you for your future career? You know, I'd be interested to see the breakdown by majors on this, actually, because I'm almost willing to bet that the majority of students who do feel prepared for their future career are the dumb ones. If you leave school thinking you know everything, then you didn't learn enough. Of course, if you majored in bullshit theory with the intent to get a job teaching bullshit theory, then yeah, you're probably prepared for your future career pouring coffee at woke bucks. Okay, toxic masculinity time, Bob. Alabama woman arrested after reporting fake burglary on husband she suspected was cheating. An Alabama woman reported a burglary to get back at her husband who she suspected of cheating, but the ruse backfired after she was arrested for making a false police report, police said. Amber Lewis, 33, suspected her husband was with another woman in their Millbrook, Alabama home when she called the police to report a burglary around 9 a.m. on Wednesday. Responding officers found Lewis and another unidentified woman at the home, the Montgomery Advertiser reported. Both women said they did not know who was inside the home. The officers found what appeared to be marijuana, cocaine, and other drugs throughout the house, including their 5-year-old's bedroom, but no burglar inside the home, police said. The officers also found that the reported burglar was Lewis's husband. Lewis was arrested and charged with making a false report to law enforcement and second-degree possession of marijuana and chemical endangerment of child, the report said. She was being held at the Elmore County Jail on $12,500 bond. Well, I don't understand. Why didn't they just believe the women? So what if he lives there? She said he's a burglar, and clearly a burglar that ran around the house dropping drugs everywhere and endangering her child. What on earth could they possibly have arrested her for? All right, let's wrap it up, Bob. Ohio burglary suspect pet the dog, washed the dishes, deputies say. An Ohio woman was arrested after she allegedly broke into a home on Monday. But once inside, she did things many others would pay her to do, according to officials. Cheyenne Ewing snuck into a home in Hamden, a city roughly 80 miles south of Columbus, around 9 a.m. and sat down on the couch, the Vinton County Sheriff's Office wrote online. Ewing then allegedly started to pet the family dog inside the home and proceeded to wash the dishes before leaving. If only all burglars were so kind, huh? That's it for this week. Remember the social justice mantra: women are victims, men are oppressors, and feminism is just about equality. I'll see you all next time.